This is about how to install a SunPro aftermarket tachometer into your vehicle, whether it has one or not already, but specifically for the old Ram Chargers, Traildusters, basically the old Dodge and Plymouth trucks, or Chrysler, I guess, as it's more widely known, whatever. Anyhow, this is how to put it all together. As I said, I've got here, well, I don't remember if I said it or not, but I've got a 1976 Plymouth Trailduster here, all-time four-wheel drive, Dana 44 axles, a whole lot of fun. As you can see, I kind of recently went mudding. Anyhow, I've got a 318 engine, and my truck did not come with a tachometer. And at the time, it's a standard, so I had no idea what the RPMs or whatever sounded like in an old truck, so I decided to install a tachometer, and it was actually a pain in the butt. Could not find anybody that actually had the tachometer and it's installed in an old vehicle like mine with the same setup I had. So I'm going to use my old setup and show you all today. So as you can see, that is my SunPro tachometer I bought, and I took the little plastic dash out. It has 4 wires when it comes out at the bottom. It has a black wire, which is your ground. It has a white wire right here, which is your lights. That is the light that comes up here, and you may or may not be able to see. Okay, you can't see it. But anyhow, there's a light inside of this on the rim, and it connects to your, well, I guess in the old vehicles, it connects to your little light here. You just gotta get behind your dash and figure all that out. But all you do is you take this white wire to get your light wired in. You just take this white wire and you just splice it into some wire that connects to either your instrument cluster or maybe your fan light or whatever it is. Just find a light or a wire that goes from the switch to one of the lights and just splice in there. It'll be fine. And because you'll do that as you twist your knob and stuff, and you'll make the lights brighter or dimmer, it'll do the same to your tachometer. Now the green wire here, this green wire goes to the engine. This is what makes the whole thing work. This green wire reads the negative. You connect this green wire to the negative side of the ignition coil, and I don't know the mechanical side of it or whatever, but basically the tachometer uses the negative side of the ignition coil to read the RPMs, and that's how it gets you your RPMs. This red wire is the the positive wire, and this you actually splice into your fuse box. Normally, you can splice it into other wires, but your fuse box is usually the best area to do that. To splice into your fuse box, and the instruction manual will tell you this. Here is the red wire. This green wire is not the one that was from the gauge. This green wire is actually from a radio, so this green wire is just out completely. This red wire, what you want to do is you want to get an ohm meter, and you have to use the ohm meter to be able to figure all this out. And what you'll do is you'll go to your fuse box, and you'll put the positive side, of course, on one of the deals, and put your negative terminal on something that grounds out. If you have a body ground on your vehicle, which you should, then you'll just put it someplace on your body, like here. These bolts is what I used. But you have to find a fuse that is only on, or that only has power running through it when your key is turned to the on position. Not when it's starting, but when it should be just running or in the on position, period. So you find a fuse that only has power when the key is on, and then you put this red wire into that. After you do that, that kind of gets most of it set up. And the white wire is not required for it to be used. The white wire is just basically if you want to be able to see it at night. So then you'll, let's see if we can zoom in. That green wire back there in the back is the green wire from the, the tachometer. That if you don't already have holes in your firewall, you're going to have to drill a hole through your firewall, put the green cord through that. Green cord, ignition coil. See the green wire up there in that kind of top right corner? And it just comes right through there behind the air cleaner. You want to keep it away from the actual block so that, you know, of course, it doesn't melt, get oil on or whatever. And I mounted the ignition sitting down here on the side. Put a new intake manifold and all new top end on my truck. So yeah, I had to change the ignition coil. Anyhow, that's how you mount it. You just screw the negative, the green wire to the negative terminal on the ignition coil, as well as the actual wire that has to be connected to the negative side of the ignition coil. You just hook your ignition coil up like you normally would. You just put that green wire on there, and then everything is really set to go. You should be all hooked up at that point. So remember, white wire on the lights, green wire on the negative side of the ignition coil, red wire on a fuse in your fuse box that is only on when the key is on, or only has power when the key is on. Then the black one you take and put on a negative or a ground on your vehicle or on the battery itself. And I'm actually going to show you, I think, let's see. Yeah, I brought the black wire out, and here I bought some aftermarket, what was it, adapters for my battery. And what was this hooked to? I don't remember what this was hooked to. Anyhow, you just find a terminal. Like here, my battery is hooked to my body, which gives it a ground on the body. And so I just really just spliced a whole bunch of wires that are in this black wire here, and they just all ground out to right there. Have a ground right there on the body, which makes my entire body a ground if I really want to. I just have to have a good ground somewhere else. So you just ground it out to the body or straight to the battery if you want, doesn't really matter. And then you come on in, and as I said, I went mudding. Then you just come on in here, and there's your pretty little tachometer. Should be all set up now. Push the sucker in and watch her go. So we're idling right at about 1,000. Lost right there. Alrighty. We're idling at 1,000 RPMs, and you can watch it climb. And it has fairly quick response also. I really like this tachometer, and it's not real big and bulky like most other tachometers. You can mount it anywhere. You can mount it on top. This one actually, you can screw it in. If you screw it in, make sure to screw it in before you put the whole face on. This whole big block here is all one piece. You screw it on from the back. Make sure to screw this in first before you put this thing on, otherwise it's a pain. So yeah, I think that's about it for the how-to on how to install your tachometer. And then when you shut it off, it just goes right down to 0. Real nice and slow. Alrighty, well, as I said, that's it for your how-to. I hope this was helpful, especially for you people that do not have a distributor cap with the special little adapter on the side. That was the whole reason why I did this video, was because that was all I could find, was people that mounted it to the distributor. And of course that would not work on my truck, because my distributor does not have a side connector. So yeah, that's how you install your aftermarket SunPro Tachometer. I hope y'all enjoy. Thank you.